is something that a very wise woman just told me. Very wise woman. Her name is Fatema Dhoondia. She's from Mumbai, India. However, she now lives in our fair city of North Bay. Yes, she came here in 2022. She went to Canadore. She's now finished her program at Canadore. And, she's the 4-time world amateur champion of powerlifting. Yeah, so there's that. She's tiny. She's like a little bean. She's like a little fairy, okay? But this girl can squat lift 313 pounds. Okay. I was saying around the office, I'm like, basically, she's squat lifting LeBron James. All right? How is this even possible? She's, honest to God, she's like 4 feet tall, like petite little package, but dang. Okay, if you want to see her on Instagram, go find what it's called, Mini Beast. Her name is Mini Beast because she is a beast. That's insane. And I love that because, it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what your size is. If you're little, you can still lift a hell of a lot of weight. I can't believe that. Anyways, she's just a force. I love her energy. Oh, she had such good chi. We had such a great chat. Anyway, I think she should be a motivational speaker. She was awesome. So let's get into it. Find your why. Why are you doing it? Why are you showing up? What do you want? What's the end goal? That's what we're talking about today. Before we do, though, I need to thank our sponsor, which today is Source for Sports. I'm Lisa Bueve, and this is To North Bay with Love.
Sports aren't just what we do, they're who we are. Source for Sports North Bay is your advocate, your local support system, and your biggest fan. 1321 Fisher Street has grown from a place where knowledgeable experts can help you find exactly the gear you need, to the hotbed of team uniforms, apparel and fanwear, to a community stronghold for all the things that truly matter to you and your family's sports journey. We love helping you find your first pair of skates, as much as we relish supporting local leagues, teams, and athletes. Wherever your sports journey takes you, make sure you visit Source for Sports North Bay at 1321 Fisher Street so we can help you along your way.
Fatema Dhoondia.
Dhoondia, yeah.
You are, you're originally from Mumbai, India. I have to say, and you'll probably just roll your eyes. Feel free to roll your eyes. But I was watching on Netflix. It was like the Mumbai matchmaker.
Okay.
And she was like Siva from Mumbai. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it? Did you see it at all? It was so fun. It was interesting because every time I love cultural things. I love different make and stuff. And so I love to learn about them. And every time she would come to someone's house to kind of talk to the person who wanted to be make a match, which I think is brilliant, by the way. Like, why wouldn't you want to talk to somebody who knows who you are and what you want instead of scrolling? And I just think a matchmaker, I'd be a very good matchmaker, Ben. My producer knows this. He's nodding. That would be a really fun job. Anyways, whenever she came to a house, she always did this, and she always said her name. She always said, "Hello, I'm Siva from Mumbai." Like, she always said where she was from. I think it was Siva. Hello, I'm Siva from Mumbai. Anyways, and I thought, well, that is interesting because if I go to somebody's place, I don't say, "Hello, I'm Lisa from Canada," or from Ontario. Yeah. It was interesting. Anyways, I just wondered if it was because there's so many different areas in India and different.
Yes, India has a lot of states, a lot of different cultures, so a lot of cities. So people like to introduce themselves,
So
from
is
the
that,
city.
Okay, so that's something normal that people will do?
Not usually, but I think maybe it was for a TV show or something.
Yeah,
so she wanted to connect with the audience.
Right.
So maybe
and
that's
kind of
the
advertise
reason.
that she was from there. Okay. So you grew up, you were born in Mumbai, grew up there, and then when did your family come to Canada?
Well, I have been living in Mumbai all my life.
Okay.
My brother was the one who came here to Canada. He came here in 2017. And I just moved in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty recently.
Pretty new, yeah. And so was it for school or why did your brother come over?
He came over for his studies and I came here for my studies. I decided to join the Canadore College to study recreation therapy, and that's how I came to North Bay.
Okay. How do you find North Bay?
Well, North Bay is completely opposite to what I've been living all my life. While Mumbai is a very lively city, it has lots of people. It never sleeps, it's always hustling and bustling with noise, with people around, different religions, different cultures. Every other day we have some or the other festival. And when I moved to North Bay is pretty silent, right?
Like, where is everybody? It's 8 p.m. What's going on?
It's pretty silent.
Yeah.
And I came in January when it was winter.
It is dead silent then, for sure. Yeah.
And all I saw was snow.
Yep. Pretty much.
I was waiting to see people.
Yeah.
And I saw people in summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, North Bay is pretty, unless you really like winter sports, which are really fun. If you're a skier, snowmobiler, then, ice fisher, you're out. But really, I believe North Bay really kind of shows her light in the summer because we live on this massive lake, which you could say is like a mini ocean because Nipissing is so huge. And it just kind of, it just adds life back in. And I mean, obviously the spring, where I live, there's little mourning doves that are there and they just, they make my heart sing. And you don't realize how much in the winter it's silent too. Like really here, because there's just nothing. And then now hearing the robins in the morning and stuff, it just, it makes my soul sing because I just love the summer.
There are days when I've seen like all the different kind of weather conditions in one day.
Oh my gosh,
It was snowing in the morning, then it became silent, started to rain, and then we have the sunshine. So it's beautiful at times, right?
Have you figured out kind of all the equipment you need to like live here in terms of like your winter jacket, your spring jacket,
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh.
So when I came here, my brother, he was already accustomed to the climate and everything. He knew quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
So before I even came here, he made sure I had my winter jacket,
awesome,
my coats and everything ready.
Yeah. And in terms of like food, are there places here that serve what you would eat in Mumbai?
Well, when I came here originally in 22, there were very few places which, actually served Indian food.
Yeah.
But now I must say that North Bay has really developed and grown. So there are a lot of Indian restaurants. There are a lot of different places which you can go.
Yeah.
And people serve a lot of, there are home-cooked foods as well available. So if you're a student and if you're missing Indian home-cooked foods, there are tiffin services which people do. So you can even get that.
Are you for real? What?
Yes, there are.
So how would you reach out to them? Like, is it just like all the student body, like between you guys, you'll just kind of text each other and say like, hey.
Yeah, we have like an Indian community here,
That's
if
true.
They do something from their home, so they would advertise it. And if you would need it, so you can go and reach out to them and contact them.
That is amazing.
It's actually good for students who don't know how to cook. Like I cook my own meals. Yeah. I know how to cook. But for boys, like, they've never cooked and they come here to study all alone.
Yep.
So it's really easy and feasible for them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have a favorite dish?
Yes, I do.
Do you like something maybe that you miss from home? Or because you make it, so I guess you can make it for yourself.
Yeah, I do miss. I'm a mutton lover. I like mutton a lot.
Okay.
So mutton biryani and mutton nalli nihari. And since I'm a Muslim, so we have a lot of mutton in our dishes.
Okay.
So that is one thing that I miss.
Sheep. Is it sheep?
It's goat.
No, it's goat.
Yeah.
Okay, goat.
So here we get beef, but goat meat is something, which I literally crave for on days. So
I don't know that I don't think I've ever had mutton, to be honest. I don't think I've ever had
really
goat.
Delicious.
Yeah?
Is
it very, is the meat itself very flavorful, like a lamb or like something? Oh no, but then you don't, wait, do Muslims eat lamb?
Yeah, we do.
Do you?
We eat halal meat, which is like goat.
Meat. That's what it is. It has to be. Yes. Okay. I got you. Okay. And so, is the meat itself like very flavorful?
Yeah, it's I think easy to break down.
Okay.
As compared to beef.
Yeah.
It's easier to break down. So it's easier to cook.
Yeah.
And it's delicious because its texture is different.
Delicious. I love it. So you are petite, but you're a mini beast.
I am.
A lot packed into a little package. What in the world made you decide to not only get into the gym, but really weight train? Because you are 4-time world record amateur world powerlifting competition, right? Like world amateur, like that's massive. That's in the world. 4 times. And And also the National Squat and Deadlift World Powerlifting Congress, because that's like the WPC, right?
WPC.
Okay, so I mean, that's a pretty big feat. So it wasn't just like, I think I'm just going to go lift some weights at the gym. Like, you've really excelled. And what made you begin that journey? What made you want to start lifting weights?
Well, honestly, I was going through a really tough time back in 2016-ish.
Okay.
So that's when I decided that I want to go to the gym and, start something for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was underweight. I weighed only 35 kgs.
Okay.
And since I'm a single mother too, so my son was around 3 years old and I was 35 kgs. I literally looked like a hanger.
Aww.
So my clothes used to literally hang on me.
You could like go to the kids section. Like, yeah. Okay.
I couldn't find my clothes initially. That was tough. But I joined the gym with the motive I joined the gym with the motive to gain some weight.
Okay.
I thought I needed to put on something.
And that's interesting because that's the total opposite, Fatema, of usually why mostly women will go to the gym, right? They want to lose weight. They want to,
That was one thing which... So when I joined the gym, since I was petite and I was already thin, a lot of people would feel, why do you want to go to the gym? Like, you can just go out and eat something. You might gain some weight. But then I didn't want it to put on fat and look bulky and all of that.
And unhealthy. You didn't want to just be unhealthy, just eating stuff. Like just,
And moreover, I wanted to discover myself.
Yeah.
I thought I had lost myself somewhere. I lost my confidence level. I just didn't know what I was going through at that moment.
Yeah.
And gym became my escape.
Okay.
So that was one place where I could go and I could just be myself, do my workout completely alone, isolated. No one would come and talk to me. No one knows anything about me. And I'm just doing my work and I have my me time.
Yeah.
And I wanted that me time for myself.
Yeah.
So I joined with the purpose of gaining some weight. But as I continued it, I discovered that there is so much more to gym, more than just losing or gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building yourself. It's about feeling good about yourself, unlocking different potentials about yourself.
Yeah.
And I kept going. And one day someone saw me at the gym and, my first deadlift was around 80 kgs at that time when I was still learning.
Yeah.
So someone saw me in the gym and that person told me, why don't you compete in powerlifting? You have good strength levels. And I didn't know what powerlifting was.
Okay.
Then he showed me some videos. Then I was like, dude, can you look at the people there? They are so strong. They are, they have huge build. And I was so small, skinny. I said, I'm not going to survive. He said, give it a try. Yeah. And we had a competition coming up, a district level competition. So he told me, just go for it.
Yeah.
So I went for it and it was a bench press event.
Okay.
And I came second. And I was shocked too. But then that gave me the motivation to, discover a new route towards fitness.
Yeah.
And that's how powerlifting came in my life.
Creeped you on Instagram. And I took a picture of one of your posts, and I love it. Hang on. Where are you, Fatema? Here you are. Okay. First of all, you're in the gym in your post, and your arms are insane. Okay, and you're like kind of on your stomach kind of thing, and you're doing this one of these guys. But I love what you wrote on your post. You said, "Strong women are not born; they are built from the storm they walk through." I love that. Is that a Fatema quote?
I read it somewhere. I used it.
That's fine. It's
because that resonates with me.
Yeah, me too. When I read that, I was like, yeah, like that. Absolutely. The storm. Yeah, we walk through a lot of storms, don't we? Yeah.
We do. And I think my life is a journey which I have crossed so many obstacles and used those obstacles as opportunities to grow myself.
Yeah.
What I was back then and what I am now is a completely different version of me. I'm more confident, I'm more outgoing, I'm more kinder to myself.
Oh, big.
I respect myself.
Yeah.
I value myself. And I'm not someone who would look down on me. I'm someone who would encourage me. I would do some self-motivation talk to myself, and I know that I'll get it.
Yeah.
I might take it longer, but I'll push through it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what has built me.
Have you ever thought of, because it just strikes me right now that the way that you're talking and expressing yourself, I can tell that you love what you do in the gym, but because it's given you so much more than, like you said, just gaining or losing weight. Have you ever thought about doing a workshop or offering something? Because I feel like there's so many women, all different ages, who maybe don't even know where to start in fitness or don't know about powerlifting or don't know about, that kind of a thing where they can kind of push themselves out of a comfort zone. And you're just so motivating, and you're so like, I just love listening to you talk about it because the love that you have for it just exudes out of your body. So it just makes me want to try it now. I think that would be something really, really neat. Like if, I don't know, what gym were you at now? You're at the...
I'm at Fit for Less.
Fit for Life. Yeah, Fit for Less. Fit for Life and for Life. I don't know. Maybe I'll write them an email and be like, hey, you need Fatema to do because that would be really cool, right? To have just to do a motivation night to have women come and talk about that because like you say, it's about confidence and it's about loving yourself and stopping those voices
it is
in your head that say, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too, all this stuff, right? Yeah.
It's about mindset shift that we all need to get it.
Yeah. And so you have a son.
I do.
What's his name?
His name is Hamza.
Oh, that's beautiful. And so he was 3 when you started the gym? Okay. And so what does he think? So how old is he now?
He's 12.
He's 12. Okay. What does he think of mom winning these major competitions with the weight?
Well, he likes what I do and he's seen me grow through it. Of course, he goes and little, flaunts it out. My mom is a power lifter. So if anyone asks, what does your mom do? She lifts weights.
I love it.
Yeah. So one day when I went to pick him up at the school, so his friends and he was just coming out and he's like, is that your mom? Is that your mom? And he said, yes, yes. I said, what happened? He said, today they asked me, what do you do? I told them, search my mom's name on Google. So they searched my name on Google and they saw one of my videos or something, deadlifting.
Yeah.
And they were like, crazy. You lift weights, but crazy weights. And I was like, yes.
It's time to Toyota at North Bay Toyota. Yes, my friends. Over there on their lot at 640 McEwen Avenue, they have a school of vehicles. A school? A school of vehicles. Okay, that would be a school of fish. Okay, let's try. So, on their lot at 640 McEwen Avenue, they have a murder of vehicle. No, murders of crows, right? Murder of crows. Okay, I got it. No, I got it. I got it this time for reals. It's time to Toyota at North Bay Toyota. They have a fleet. That's it. They have a fleet of vehicles that will suit just about anybody doing just about anything. Okay, so let's say you're the adventurous type. Maybe you're camping. Maybe you're whitewater rafting. And you need something that is going to pull your outdoor toys. Be it like, I don't even know, like a side-by-side, a Sea-Doo, a Ski-Doo. Maybe you have a camper. Maybe you have like a four-wheeler. I don't know what you got, but you need something to pull these things. Well then, my friends, the RAV4 is what you need. The RAV4, or what else do we have? The powerful and rugged Tacoma. Or better yet, the fuel-efficient Corolla Cross. That sounds pretty cool. Speaking of fuel efficiency, why not go green? Toyota has all kinds of incredible hybrid vehicles. Like their Prius, they have a Camry, they have a Crown, and an all-new Crown Signia. They're all hybrid. Go check them out if that's your jam. But, if you're super popular, okay, and you need a lot of room, they got you. They got your 6 because we're talking about the Highlander, the Grand Highlander, and the Sienna. Okay, these are all vehicles that have a massive amount of room, so you can get the whole family in there. You can get the soccer team in there, the dance troupe. whatever you got. You know what I mean? If it's the whole family, I mean, whether it's like the fleshy kind of family or the furry kind of family, okay? They got you. Enough room in those big vehicles. So 640 McEwen Avenue, or head over to northbaytoyota.ca for all the details. Imagine the power behind your generosity, month after month. When you join the I Give Monthly Club, your support helps provide state-of-the-art medical equipment and essential care for our community. Every month, your gift, big or small, adds up to something powerful, ensuring our local hospital has the tools it needs to provide exceptional care for our friends and loved ones. Join over 220 generous monthly donors who are already making a life-changing impact. From essential equipment like MRI machines to life-saving cancer care, your commitment, month after month, helps transform lives. Signing up is easy. Visit nbrhcfoundation.ca to join. Your monthly gift helps ensure our community's healthcare stays strong and accessible all year round. I also wanted to ask you too about because I was looking at your Instagram, and then there was a post where I think when you were skinny, like just had no muscles, and you were like, because you say this is what consistency got me, right? So it's not just going to the gym once every 4 months, right? You got to show up every day. And that's something else that's a gift to yourself too, I think, right? Is making that time for yourself. Because so many people say, oh, yeah, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to work out. I don't, But I've always thought of it because I've always loved to move my body, and I've been a dancer my whole life. And I find the same things you find out of working out, right? It releases those endorphins and all that good oxytocin, and just makes you feel good and better about yourself. And so, the post was like you there. And then, the next few pictures, it's like, what? Like, you're like, boom, like you have so many muscles. And I wonder, like, what that takes to get to that. If you could just maybe walk us through just a little bit, maybe about how you would prepare for one of those, those world competitions, and like how strict it is, or kind of how much protein you need, or, kind of what that looks like.
So I usually call myself as a long-term consistency girl.
Okay.
So when I started with the empty barbell while squatting.
Okay.
And today I can squat around 142.5 kgs all alone.
Okay, what is that? Can we transfer that? I don't know what that is in pounds. Is it like 1.35 per pound or something? So 142 kilograms into pounds?
1.2 or 2 pounds.
It's 142?
Yeah,
142
kilograms.
313 pounds.
What? I'm sorry. 330 pounds?
13.
13? Okay, but still, 313 pounds. Like, that's like a grown man, like a basketball player or something. You can okay, and that's deadlift? Or
that's squat.
That's squat. So that's when the bar is here.
Yeah.
And you're squatting. So you're basically
down.
squatting like LeBron James. Okay, that's crazy. Like, what is happening? I don't even understand that. That's nuts. And you started with an empty barbell.
Empty barbell. Yeah.
So how long did that take you to go from the empty to 313 pounds?
I think over 8 years.
And amazing, though, that you stuck with it. Because how many people would stop before that? I think I'd probably stop before. You know what I mean? Like,
it's about doing the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what is going to define you. So a lot of people would take gym memberships.
Yep.
They would go to the gym, do a high-intensity workout for 1 or 2 days, and then, they'll be sore and they'll be complaining and they'll stop it.
Yeah.
But it is that time when you have to keep going, keep pushing yourself. You have to find your own reason to go to the gym. Find your why, because if you don't know your why, you'll be just stuck right there. It's important to have a vision.
Yeah.
It's important to have a plan.
Yeah.
But it's also important to pushing through that plan.
Yeah. And like
you start
said,
somewhere and you keep going.
Yeah. And like little bits kind of working up to it is better than going and doing, a 3-hour thing when you haven't, haven't done it. Wow. So consistency. And then obviously, I have a very good friend, Maureen, whose daughter, Cassidy, is very much into fitness and nutrition and stuff. And she graduated from the University of Florida in exercise science. And now she's doing her master's in that. And she did a competition, one of those bodybuilding competitions, like with the bikini and the whole thing and the spray tan and anyways, it was quite an experience. And she had very mixed feelings about it, you know, like she knew that wasn't a world she wanted to go into because it was just a totally separate thing. Like she was more about the nutrition side of it. And, you know, whereas like when you're preparing for something like that, like she had to be so strict with meals and with this. And like she was preparing over a summer and her friends would come over for a bonfire or something and she couldn't have anything. She couldn't have alcohol. She couldn't have treats. She couldn't have, you know, like nothing. Right. So she said it's hard too. So was it hard preparing for, you know, the big competition, like in terms of that, giving up stuff?
Yeah, I think bodybuilding and powerlifting are completely different.
Oh, okay.
Bodybuilding is more stricter because it's focused more on your aesthetics.
On the look of you.
Yes.
Okay.
And powerlifting is more about strength.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to eat more to lift and you have to shred down to be able to showcase your muscles.
That's right.
In bodybuilding.
That's right. Yeah.
So we do have like a training pattern. I have my own coach who guides me. So we have small training months, which we call as mesocycles. It involves like 3 to 4 weeks of high intensity heavy lifts and then 1 week of deload. And then we have a new program, which is a progressive overload of the previous one.
Oh,
so that's how we keep on progressing.
Right.
We do a lot of volume sets in the gym. We do a lot of repetitions. Sometimes we just focus on one repetitions and we keep on building with different exercises. But the main thing is that we keep to the basics.
Yeah.
We build on the basics, not too many variations. And that's where I feel people get stuck because everyone wants variations.
Yeah.
They don't want to keep on doing the boring stuff over and over again.
Yeah, just lifting it and lifting it.
But it's the basic that is going to give you the progress that you want.
Girl, you like Sisyphus in the Greek. I think it's Greek mythology, Sisyphus. Yeah, anyways, and he had to keep moving. Yeah, but I mean, it was a punishment to him. He had to keep moving this boulder up this massive hill. But that's what you got to keep doing, just like over and over and over. Now, on your Insta, you do online coaching?
Yes, I do.
Nutrition, mindset. I love this. So how do you coach and where do you coach?
I do program coaching, which is online based. So I can reach out to all my clients. Before coming here to Canada, I was a personal trainer.
Oh, okay.
I used to work at Anytime Fitness in India. Gathered a lot of clients. Then I started doing freelancing. I used to give one-on-one trainings to clients in their homes, or if they would go to some gyms over there, or if they had gyms in their apartments or buildings, I would go and visit them. And we had some training sessions. I was doing pretty well over there. So I had a lot of clients.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients shifted from personal training mode to online coaching pattern because I shifted here. So in this way, I can reach out to them and I can train them.
Yeah.
And we can stay connected too.
Do you have anybody that you're coaching who is doing things at your level, like who's doing kind of world competitions or?
No, I don't coach athletes.
Oh, okay.
Because that becomes a completely different section.
Oh, okay.
But I do coach individuals who want to gain a healthy lifestyle, who want to cut down a few kgs, who want to build muscle mass, and, who are just 9 to 5 working people and want to get some activity in their lifestyle. Yeah. So that's my target clients.
Is there somebody, without naming names, but is there somebody that maybe was one of your favorite clients, like something that maybe really transformed or just like a really fun story, that's something that really touched you or made it special for you?
Yeah, I have quite a lot. I have trained people of different age.
Yeah.
So one of my clients was a 65-year-old lady.
Okay.
She used to come to the gym at Anytime Fitness. She became very close to me because first time when she entered the gym, she was very clueless. So I told her I'll give her a session. And if she liked my session, we could start with a training program for her. And she had gone through a lot of, you can say, health issues in her life.
Okay.
And she wanted to overcome that.
Yeah.
So we started with her journey and she was pretty strong. Very brave woman. Encountered and battled through a lot of health issues. But she kept coming to the gym every single day.
Yeah.
She couldn't do an hour of a workout, but we stuck to 40 minutes of workout, which she really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And after every session, she kept telling me that, you are the reason I come to see you in the gym. And I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
And watching her grow, she introduced me to her daughters. So her daughter, she joined the gym over there. She started training under me. She had one more daughter who stayed in US.
Okay.
So I started training them online, she and her husband.
Nice.
So that's how we became like a small gang of friends.
Yeah.
And it was really sweet of her to, keep showing up every day. And she was very encouraging and motivating.
I love that. I love that, it's good to get feedback like that, right? When you're doing something you love. And I think that's what's intoxicating about, if you do something you love, there's just this energy that you put out, and people, it's just an intoxicating thing. They just love it.
Yeah. I always wanted to make a living by creating an impact in someone's life.
Yes.
Because I myself had got through a difficult time in my life. And I know how it feels, and sometimes you can get low.
Yeah.
And not everyone has that much willpower to push through it. Sometimes you need some help. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be that person for someone.
Yeah. So what is next for you? Like, are you training now for any kind of competition, or how? Like, do you do so many a year? How does that work?
Well, before I came here, I competed at a lot of events. So when I came here, I had to find my route.
Yeah.
How am I going to go about it? I started doing research. Then I became a part of a federation here in Canada. I have done up till now 4 competitions here.
Okay.
And I look forward to one in the end of the year. So at the moment, I'm just training and building up my strength. And hopefully by the end of the year, I will compete in one more.
Now, do you stay at competition weight and muscle like all year round? Or is that something that you kind of, eat differently or just kind of let it go? Or are you constantly keeping yourself at like competition ready?
Previously, I used to do that when I was in India because I used to compete in under 48 kg women category.
Okay.
But my coach told me, you have to increase your weight. You can't keep competing in under 48. So when I came here, I started focusing on building more muscle mass. So I increased my body weight. I went up to 52, but still I'm like at 51, 52. And I think that's pretty good according to my height as well, because I'm a little short, quite short. So yeah, I am not worried about my body weight when it comes to competing, because you can always, manipulate before the 10, 15 days before, cut down your water weight or something like that.
Yeah. And interesting, like, I guess you must have, because body image always comes into it, right? Like, and I know that it was interesting talking with Cassidy, I'd mentioned she did that competition. And, looking at pictures, because I was following her journey on Instagram as she was training. And again, it's very consistent and working up and then, changing her food and all this stuff. And it's incredible. I mean, it is really incredible what food and training can do, right? Like it can completely just change the dynamic of somebody's body. Like it's really interesting scientifically. But after the competition was over, there's a special way of eating to come back. You don't just start eating McDonald's and all this kind of, because then you're just going to gain tons of weight, So she did this very specific thing with her nutrition to kind of, gain back some weight. But she said, it was interesting because obviously she put on weight, after the competition. And because she was in that mindset of aesthetics for so long, it was hard. Like she said, it was really hard all of a sudden that like her pants were tight and things were tight again. And she had to get, and she was like, wait a minute. No. Like, that's not who I am. Like I want to be healthy and strong and fit. And, it's not about size or like how you look in those jeans. Like, but so, it was interesting. She said she was glad she did that competition because it was a very different way of thinking. And so now she can kind of help her people that she works with to kind of not focus so much on fitting into a pair of jeans. It's more about like, can you walk up this flight of stairs or can you, like play soccer in the summer, right? Like it's more about utility.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with this because a lot of people, when they go to the gym and they want to lose weight, they only focus on the weighing scale.
Yeah.
But it's the body proportions that matter. It's the amount of fat percentage that you have, the body mass that you have, the internal composition, the body
Right.
composition that you have.
Yeah.
That plays a very crucial role. And you will see progress when you keep going every day. But you can't keep measuring progress just by weighing scale.
Yeah.
You have to measure progress in terms of the things which you couldn't do,
Exactly. Yeah.
in terms of
Like-
how you feel,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
amount of work that you can do, the energy levels of your body. And that's how you see progress. You can't keep restricting your progress to just one thing.
Right.
I always tell my client, be really stubborn about your goals. Be stubborn about your goals, but be flexible enough to reach those goals. So when
that's
you
cool.
walk
I
a
like that.
path and you feel that, something is hitting, there's an obstacle, you try to explore and find different routes, but your goal should be the same.
Yes.
You might branch out, you might try to find a different route, you might take a rest, take a break for some time, refuel yourself, reset, rejuvenate, but go back and hit the same goal.
I love that. That's cool. Okay, how do you do all of this? Because are you a student now? Like are you done your program?
Yeah, I'm done with my program. I'm working currently.
Okay, so you're working, you have a 12-year-old son, you're training. How do you balance all of that? Or does it just happen?
No, it doesn't.
She's like, you crazy? No. Okay.
Well, for me, gym is my central part of life. So I organize everything around it.
Yeah.
So I know that I have to work
Yep.
in order to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So working time is separate. It's dedicated to my work because I have to survive.
Yeah.
But I want to thrive in life. And what is it that I can do to thrive in life? I have to fuel myself well. I have to fill my cup so that my overflow is going to spread out and make the people around me happy. See, if I want to be a good mom, I have to make time for myself so that when I go back home
Yes.
and I can take care of my son and he can be happy looking that his mom is happy.
Preach,
Right.
girl, preach. I love this. See, this is why you need to be a motivational speaker or like a life coach or something. Because these are amazing things. I agree completely. It's like if you're not fulfilled and if you are tired and you have no nutrition and you're not sleeping well and you're not eating well and you don't feel good, how are you supposed to look after people around you, right? Or just like you said, you want to thrive in life. You don't just want to live.
Yeah. I like to plan my routine.
Yeah.
So planning is really important. Having a vision is very important. But you should know how you want to do it and why you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. This is awesome. Anything else you want to add about lifting or about, I don't know?
So I would just like to say one thing.
Yeah.
Like before I came here, so I told all my clients that I'm moving to Canada.
Okay.
Since they had been training with me for quite a long time, they were really connected to me. So they were sad, but they were happy as well. So on the last day when I was coming here, one of my clients' husband, he told me, Fatima, the first 100 days are going to be really tough. When you move to a different country, the first 100 days is going to define you. There'll be times when you'll break down, you want to come back, you miss your friends, family, you'll feel alone, but you have to keep going. Once you have crossed 100 days, that's when you have succeeded. Then you'll become unstoppable. I didn't understand what it meant. I was like, yeah, okay. When I came here, and I had no one because my brother doesn't stay here. He stays in the city. And all I could see was snow, and I didn't have friends initially. I felt pretty lonely, pretty depressed. I went through a tough time to navigate the city and everything. But yeah, I kept going. It was tough in the beginning, but I kept, those things kept running in my mind now it makes sense. Once I crossed the 100 days, because I got a job, I had a routine, I went to the gym, I made friends, I had a social outing group, everything was organized, and now I can thrive. And that really helped me.
Wow, that's awesome. Oh, that's a cool story. I would agree. I grew up on the same street, same neighborhood my whole life. And then I went away to school when I was 18. And yeah, I would say that absolutely the first 100 days, like I remember going home at Thanksgiving and not wanting to go back and getting back to school. And then I called my mom the next morning and I was crying. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need to come home. Like, this is too much. I'm just like too homesick. And she was great. And at the time, I think I was mad that she said this, but I'm so glad she did. And she just said to me, get dressed, get your school bag, and get down to that school. And once you get down to that school, you're going to see your friends that you made, and you're going to be fine. So I said, okay. So I got dressed, hung up the phone. She wasn't coming to get me. So I, got dressed, got my backpack, got to school. And sure enough, as soon as I saw those people, right? And that's exactly it. It's like once you have the kind of a few little social people that you can talk to, people who get you, and boom, then I was fine. And after about 100 days, 3 months and a little bit, then it's like, okay, I can do this. I can figure this out. I've survived this long, right? I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Thank you so much for coming in today.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show.
I wish you all the luck in all your future competitions. I think that's great. Wow.
Thank you so much.
313 pounds. So there she is, like the mighty, mighty mini Fatema. Loved our chat. She's so inspirational. I just loved it. And I love the reason why she got into powerlifting and, having a son who is raving about his mom and kind of telling all his buddies, like who his mom is. Like, why don't you just Google her name and check her out? I love that he's so proud of her. That's awesome. And I love her philosophy on, you have to fill your cup first, right? So if you're going to look after people, whether it be kids or maybe an aging parent, or just be really productive and good at work, you have to make yourself happy too. So find your why, right? Find out what it is that makes your soul sing and makes your heart happy, and go do it. Why don't you? That's what I say. Look after you. Okay. Hey, and while you're at it, why don't you go check out our website, northbayecho.ca. You can check out our podcasts that are there. You can sign up for our newsletter, Echo Essentials. It'll be sent right to your inbox every week. And that's about all I have. Tomorrow it's supposed to be warm and sunny. It was snowing today, though. It is April, and it was snowing. It's North Bay. What are we going to do? Until next time, much love, North Bay.